If the seller, the exchange owner wishes to sign up, they can sign it and hand it to you, and it will be advertised for 30 days to give the public notice requirements and to meet those requirements, and then the city and the CRA can sell its property, can exchange its property. That was the baseline goal. Now, if the contractors or the exchange owners want to say, no, I want a little bit more language here or a little bit more language there, then they will submit that to us in writing so that it can either be incorporated in this agreement or considered to determine whether or not you want that language. So then that language comes back to you for your consideration. The baseline contract's ready to go. You can sign it up today. If absent, you've got to get the advertising done.
Now the other thing I'm concerned about is I don't know how many times you've met or not met, or what his feelings are, or the rest of us on this board, but it's there. I'm going to put a major emphasis on the fact that after we're done swapping lands, the dollars and cents have to flow through. We have to be made whole, and certainly I understand they're making an investment as well. I have nothing against business making money. But our taxpayers have put an investment in this, and as far as the land swap is concerned, we have to be made whole as well. I know that parcel A might equal parcel B in size, but certainly not in value. And that's what I'm going to be watching.
Bob?
Well, again, up front, I'm okay with the extension simply because I want the negotiations to be done correctly. I agree also that it has to be at least an even swap of property, and hopefully the city comes out a little bit ahead of the game when we do that swap. I'm also committed to the 6-acre linear park. I think that's important also. That's the major selling point as far as the city goes, as far as what we want for our taxpayers to have that linear park. So I do support that. But I want the negotiations to be done right. You know, I don't want to see anybody think that something is going on that shouldn't be going on. I abhor that type of thinking. So I want the facts to be out and as transparent as we can possibly make it.
Dennis?
Yeah, I agree. You know, when this is all said and done, we've got to get an equitable solution for the city and the citizens and the investment that we've made. I also agree that with Bob, that Bob Ford, that we need to get, I think that the park is going to be one of the major motivators for getting this thing to develop beyond where it is today. We certainly can't continue with this thing as stagnant as it's been for the last 6 years. I mean, obviously the economy has this wasn't anything that Buddy LaCour wanted any more than anybody here in the city wanted, but sooner or later the economy is going to start to move, and we need to be ready. And I think that a park is going to allow us the flexibility to get some development going. That being said, does this extension in any way allow for other proposals to continue, or are we closed out on that?
I think you're closed out until you decide that this RFP is no longer valuable to you, and you close it out.
Okay.
Now that's with regard to lands from, correct me, Mr. Parker, if I'm wrong, Ocean to Dunlawton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I remembered it was from Ocean on it. Okay. I don't really favor us extending this, but as has been brought up, there's been some additional time required, and if we need the additional time to do a better job with the negotiations, I'll support that, and I want to see this thing move ahead.
Be quiet.
I'm fine with the extension. I don't think anything takes 120 days around here, so I don't think it's unusual that we need more time. I mean, there's a lot to go through, and I'm fine with extending it. We put the RFP out there. I think we should just follow through to It's a proposal, that's all it is.
Ben, you had some additional?
Yeah, what I would like, is this out of order, if, instead of waiting, if we've already waited 90 days and we've got another 100 days approximately, if we could get a status, a negotiation status, where it would not impair the cost of any future activity by giving out too much information to the public, is what I'm saying. I want it to be transparent, but I want to be able to be in a position to know where we're going now rather than wait until it's over, till December the 1st. Because come December the 1st, there's a lot of things going to be changing in this city, potentially. And if the changes do come around, then we're starting from scratch with people that don't know the story that's been going on for 15 years here on this project. So I would think that I would support the extension. But in supporting the extension, I'd like to know what's going on in the meantime. Well, what's going on in the middle of all this, maybe in 30 days or 60 days or something, because I don't want to have, come December 1st, saying this thing is not manageable or it's not going to work out, and then scrub it, and then have it dumped onto a new city manager or whoever else is here. I think that's a situation that just isn't going to work. We've got this council's been on this project for many years, and we all should be relatively knowledgeable about what's going on now as what went on in the past. So what I'm thinking is we need an update, if you will, to some level where we're going, and with this problem that Councilman Ford has about this, we got a permanent on one side and a movable on the other side, that he's developing and doing things where we're pretty constant. And I say many years ago I negotiated some contracts with General Electric, but I never had one like this. It's just this one does, this is Dreamsville, but in any event, that's my position.
I'll be happy to work with the city manager to keep you up to date, keep the whole CRA up to date, as well as the council members.
I'd like to make another, go ahead, your turn.
How much of this negotiation can be done in the open? Any? All? None?
I'm going to have to check my recollection on that, but I think we addressed that early on, and I'm checking my memory, but I'd like to check the paperwork, if you don't mind, on that issue, because I thought we talked about that already, and I'll have to go back to see what our bottom line was.
Well, you only got one proposal, and you're negotiating. So, I mean, I don't know. I know you don't want to expose negotiation in normal contracts, but you only got one of each of us, and each of us can walk away from it. Is that correct? So I don't know why it can't be done more openly in a meeting. Am I wrong?
No, you are not wrong. In fact, in your ordinance with regard to purchase of real property, it says that you may vote to have an open session, and if I'm not mistaken, you said keep it open. So until I check that record, I don't believe I've been holding any documents back. I certainly haven't held this contract back, so I hope I've got it right.
Well, first of all, let me be real clear. There's nothing in this negotiation that has to do with an election. It has to do with time and do what's best for the city. This thing started a long time ago, and there's no reason to rush it. But I would prefer, if there's an openness, that we can negotiate in the open with the developer, knowing exactly